what happens when a new work of art is created is something that happens simultaneously to all the works of art which preceded it. What does this mean? Let me take the example of Shakespeare's Hamlet. I think it is wrong to read Hamlet as a great work of art which contains in itself an incredible depth, all possible variations, and so on. It's much more productive to read a great classical work of art as something unfinished in itself. Shakespeare didn't know what he is saying. Just deep thoughts came to him. He wasn't even aware what they can mean. I think that now we can know better than Shakespeare what is in Shakespeare. Great works of art are retroactively recreated all the time. The best cinema version of Hamlet, I think, is the one by the Japanese director Akira Kurosawa from early 60s, which transposes Hamlet into modern Japan, where Hamlet is a Japanese student. He returns there from United States, from the studies, and then the same story as in Hamlet. His father, the owner of a big company, is murdered, and so on and so on. But you see, this is the mystery of changing the past. After seeing this version, of course, we transpose Hamlet in a different context. The situation is totally different. But in a way, we fill in the gaps which were already there in the original. This retroactivity is crucial. Let me give you here a wonderful example, which is the favorite one, which scientifically is madness. But I think it's the best theory of ideology that I can imagine. You know, when Charles Darwin proposed his theory of evolution, one of his friends, who was a conservative theologist, saw the truth in Darwin. Yes, fossils prove that universe lasted for millions of years, that there was life on Earth before humanity, and so on. But he nonetheless, this guy, believed that the Bible is literally true. And if you count years in the Bible, our universe should have been created a little bit over 4,000 years ago. So how does this guy propose to bring together Darwinism and theology? An ingenious solution. God directly created fossils in the same way that in a movie scene you have painted background to create a false temporal opening. You know, God created the illusion of the past. Now this, of course, is scientifically nonsense, but I think it is true literally as a theory of ideology. Ideology means that every historical epoch perceives the past in a different way. Here I would like to take an example from politics. It's my favorite example. When in '93 in Geneva there were negotiations about how to end the Korean War, the Chinese Prime Minister Zhou Enlai, who represented China there, was asked by a French journalist, what does he think about French revolution? And he gave a wonderful answer. His answer was, it's too early to say. We don't yet know what was the French Revolution. And he was right, because when communist socialism disintegrated, incidentally, you remember, exactly 200 years after French Revolution. French Revolution became the beginning of an epoch, revolutionary epoch of progress, which ended in 1990. And so now, when we are fighting for freedom, we are still fighting for what the French Revolution is or was. The reality is the same. People were dying there and so on and so on. The reality is the same, but the symbolic weight of this reality changes.